there.
Hey there.
We're Sean and Allison from Spoken Garden, and we're partnering with Eden Brothers to help you in your garden.
Yeah, today we're going to help you plant your Siberian irises step by step.
Right, but before we get to the planting, it's good to know that Siberian iris can actually be planted in either the fall or the spring.
Yeah, if you're going to plant your Siberian irises in the springtime, make sure to plant them about 2 weeks after your forecasted last frost date. Now, if you're going to plant them in the fall, make sure to plant them about 2 weeks before your first forecasted frost date.
And we wanted to let you know that Siberian iris are actually hardy in zones 3 through 9. So that's awesome. There's a huge range of growing zones.
Yeah, and Siberian irises love full sun, but will take partial shade too. Now also make sure that you plant them in well-draining soil, because if you plant them in mucky soil or not well-draining soil, they will actually get root rot. When your Siberian irises first arrive, you want to open the package immediately and take them out. Next, what you want to do is you want to look at them and get familiar with them so you can actually plant them in the correct orientation. We can see right here that these are all a whole bunch of roots. And you can see that they're all connected in this one location on this structure. If we look at this a little bit closer, we can see and we can feel that this is actually an elongated, modified stem, and this actually is the full description of what's called a rhizome bulb. So we can also know that the growing point is right along here on this stem, because here are the old stems and leaves from last year. Knowing now that the stem will grow from this point and the roots will grow this way, we can orient this bulb in such a way where these roots will be pointed straight down, the stem will be pointed up, and this actual stem will be laid across as flat as possible in the soil. And that is how we're going to plant these. Before you plant your Siberian irises, you want to make sure that you space them 18 to 24 inches apart, and make sure that the actual stem right here that we talked about before is 1 to 2 inches below the soil surface.
Whether you are planting your Siberian iris in the ground or in containers like we are, first you want to arrange them to figure out where exactly you're going to plant them. Since the spacing is 18 to 24 inches apart, we can fit 2 of them in this 20-inch container. Next, get ready to dig your hole. Grab your digging tool like a trowel or a hori-hori knife like we're using that has depth markings to help you get the correct depth. Now dig your hole. Remember, it needs to be 3 to 5 inches deep to make room for the roots to splay out. Next, carefully place your Siberian iris rhizome in the hole all the way to the bottom, making sure the orientation is correct. Now carefully splay out the roots in the planting hole. The point where the roots meet the horizontal stem needs to be 1 to 2 inches below the surface. Now that we have them right where we want them, we're going to backfill carefully so we don't dislodge the irises. Lightly tamp down the soil around the iris. You might see a little bit of last year's stem sticking up above the surface, and that's okay. Next, repeat these steps for as many more irises as you have to plant. And that's how you plant your Siberian iris rhizomes.
After planting your Siberian irises, you want to make sure that you keep them well watered, and to do this, you want to keep the soil around those newly planted plants and their roots nice and moist. Don't overly water them, don't keep that soil too moist, or they will rot and the plants will not grow. Also, you can place a nice layer of mulch over those newly planted iris bulbs, and that'll help keep the moisture in the soil and insulate the plants from any hot temperatures over the summer months.
And the last thought about your Siberian iris is if you live outside of their zone of hardiness, which are zones 3 through 9, you're going to need to dig them up in the winter and store them so you protect them from the cold temperatures. And then in the spring, after the threat of frost has passed, you can bring them back out and replant them.
So we hope this video was helpful in getting your Siberian irises planted. If you need any more information, you can go to EdenBrothers.com and look at all their different planting guides.
And from us at Spoken Garden and Eden Brothers, thank you so much for watching.